Thanks, Swati. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. A good and a wise entrepreneur is the one who has good skills, better attitude, and a best behavior. So let's welcome today's speaker, Ms. Dakshita Bhatla, who is currently working in M Square Media as a head of higher education. She has completed her studies from Amity University and has an overall experience of 5 years in education industry. So, Ms. Dakshita, now over to you for the session. Ma'am, you're not audible.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Hello, everyone. By the way, thank you so much, Sukhpreet, for introducing me. Hello, everyone. My name is Dakshita, and I am the head of one of the MSM Higher Ed verticals. We at MSM, we are responsible for preparing students for entry or advanced standing multiple universities. We also plan the global initiatives that creates opportunities. And with my few years of, I can say, hard work experience of mine, I've got an opportunity to manage teams and hence manage teams well. And that is why I'm here to take you through the entire presentation of entrepreneurship skills, attitude, and behavior development. I think that I'll be sharing my screen now. Please let me know if the screen is available, like if you can see the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay. Thank you so much. So here I take you through the entire presentation of the entrepreneurship skills. So before we go towards before we go towards the skills that an entrepreneur should have, we should certainly understand that who is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur hota kya hai? So, entrepreneur is the one who creates business in the face of risk and uncertainty, and it is very, very important. It's not a traditional business. कोई भी आपका ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस को अगर आप कुछ एक नेक्स्ट लेवल पे लेके जाओगे, there will be a scope of uncertainty. There will be a scope of risk that you will be facing. So, an entrepreneur is the one who can embrace this and who has the purpose of achieving profit and growth by identifying and assembling necessary resources to capitalize on them. For example, there are many examples of the successful entrepreneurs, and that is how I'll take you forward with the slides. So, there are few things that an entrepreneur should be having. One is like an entrepreneur is a starter, an entrepreneur is a driver, and he's also accountable and responsible. Starter in the sense, the one who initiates, the one who takes the challenge and actually initiates on some idea, even though that's risky, even though that involves financial risk, but still an entrepreneur does that. Because why? Because he's having the guts to take that forward, to take the challenges forward. And that is how we can say that he's the driver. How come he's the driver? Because he's the leader who will lead the team and who will support the team. So he has got the leadership skills. And in the end, if something goes right, the credit goes to him. And if something goes wrong, the credit again goes to the entrepreneur. So that is why an entrepreneur is accountable and responsible. Moving forward. Oh, sorry. Okay, so there are famous inspirations around the globe that we all know. The first one is Jeff Bezos. Who doesn't know Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos is the founder of Amazon, which is the leading e commerce marketplace used by millions of customers worldwide. Before Amazon, did we ever think of something like Amazon? I don't think so. It was him who thought about it and he worked on it. And the one thing that we can learn from Jeff Bezos is, if there's only one lesson you can learn from Jeff Bezos, it's start small but grow big. And that is how you can see the success right now. The second one is Mark Zuckerberg. Who doesn't know Mark Zuckerberg? Yes, he is one of those entrepreneurs were, who created a social media platform, Facebook. And now the company actually owns so many social media platforms. And now the company is also known as Meta. And there's only one lesson that we can learn from Mark Zuckerberg is don't chase money. Because there are financial risks involved in any of the business that you start. But you have to be patient, you have to be positive to take that thing forward. So there's one question that I would like to ask everyone. Who is the leading woman entrepreneur from India? Any guesses? Okay, so I will take things ahead by telling you that who's the leading one. And she's none other than Falguni Nair, founder and CEO of Nykaa.com. So in 2015, the company expanded from online only to omni-channel model, and all the changes that becomes that goes in one of the businesses, it involves a lot of risk. Falguni started this company just because she likes everything about the makeup products. But did we ever think about something that we can get all the products from the medium scale to the premium scale in one, under one roof? But she has made it possible. And as of 2020, it retails over 2,000 brands and 2 lakh products across its platform. And it is a big thing. And that's how Falguni Nair said, think big but start small. Moving to the next slide. So now that we learned that who's an entrepreneur, like हमें कौन से एग्जाम्पल लेने चाहिए एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को समझने से पहले, जैसे हमने इतने फेमस पर्सनालिटीज के बारे में जाना है, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो दैट व्हाट इज एक्चुअली एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. Entrepreneur is the one who will take the risk and who will drive the whole thing, who will be accountable for the decision. But what's entrepreneurship skill? Like what's entrepreneurship? It's the process of designing and launching and running a new business. It is just not about an idea. You have to run a new business, and that is what entrepreneurship means. The capacity and willingness to develop, organize, and manage a business venture along with any of its risks in order to make the profit. In the end, we all know, even if there are financial risks, but our aim as an entrepreneur has to make profit no matter what, no matter how many risks are there. And that's the whole process is known as entrepreneurship. I hope I am able to not bore anyone around and give you some good examples. Now I'll quickly take you through the entrepreneurship skills, which is important for any business to run, be it any business, be it a traditional business also, but entrepreneurship skills are a little elevated. First is the problem solving. We should have the ability to solve the problems. Like we shouldn't panic in any situation. Whenever you find that, okay, fine, we should know how to manage that stress of the problems that are coming in, which is very important in any entrepreneur. Second is finance. I believe that you all know that Zomato is going to launch and has already launched their own IPO. So how does that actually work? They know their finances, they know their money. So we, as an entrepreneur, we have to know our money management. We can't go haywire with our money. It can be, the money, it's a very fragile thing, but we should have the knowledge. So we should have the plan, like everything should be planned on an Excel, that how the money should be invested, which platform it should be invested, and what is the ROI we are going to get from that investment after few years. Just like how we do our traditional LICs. It's not a traditional LIC over here in finance management or money management, but it's all about how we utilize it in our business, how we utilize it in our investments, to run our business, to make our business in profit. And for everything, time management. For each and every finance that you will do, for each and every decision you will take, for each and every team member that you will hire, you have to plan, you have to have a timeline. Timeline can also can be a 1 year timeline, 2 year timeline, 3 year timeline, 5 year timeline, based on what you have to achieve. जितना आपको अचीव करना है उसके बेसिस पे आपकी एक टाइमलाइन बननी चाहिए. Everyone has got a plan for 30 years, 40 years, but if you're running a business, at least you should have a timeline of next 5 years, that what are you going to invest and then what are you going to get. Moving to the next slide. Resourcefulness, being resourceful. This is like, one has to know that how the sources can be created to pump up the business. One has to have the capacity to identify the sources of funding. It's all these startups that have gone with like $1 million funding, $2 million funding. In fact, our unicorn companies, they all know that what are their resources. So we should know what are their resources and we need to learn about those resources. Second, with resources, again, resources just like, one of the market intelligence that we should have. So market intelligence, along with the resources, we should also know that what is the competition, what's our knowledge of the product, and also what is there in the market, like what can compete us. Market keeps on changing. So we should have a good amount of market intelligence as well while running our own business as an entrepreneur. The third one and the very important one is networking. कॉन्टैक्ट्स सभी को चाहिए आज की डेट पे. तो अपना बिजनेस रन करने के लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू कनेक्ट विद द राइट पीपल हु कैन टेक योर बिजनेस टू द राइट लेवल. So it can be a to and fro motion of the networks or with the connections that you're actually connected with. Moving on to our next slide. Then learning ability. So times change in like 2 years, 3 years. Like we never know what was the time in 2019 and then how 2020 happened. We all know like हम कोविड में stuck थे और उस कोविड में stuck होने की वजह से everyone learned something new or the other. Be it a small child to an entrepreneur, everyone learned something or the other thing. So in a business, we should always have the learning ability to know that what's the business trends and to actually adapt those, the trends so that we can make our changes in our own business model to make it successful. The very important thing is team management. A leader is someone who encourages the team. A leader is a leader because of the team members. So how you can make your team members feel that yes, they are the building pillars of your whole business is what you have to manage people effectively. And it creates a lot of difference. So students, जैसे आप अपनी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में एंटर करोगे, आपके मेंटोर्स होंगे, आपके लीडर्स होंगे. सो वो लीडर्स के अंदर, सभी के अंदर यही वाली क्वालिटीज होती है कि कैसे उन्हें आपको वन बाइंड करके आगे बढ़ाना है और अपने बिजनेस को भी आगे बढ़ाना है. And then communication is very important. We have to be straightforward, but we don't have to be blunt. Communication has to have a plan. Like if I am here delivering this presentation, I have planned for it. And every other speech that we all do in any of the functions, in fact, be it a very personal function at home also, we plan. So anything that is planned accurately, everything will go smoothly. So communication, we should have excellent communication skills and we should know what information we have to exchange in this fast moving world. that we know that we have learned about what's entrepreneur, what are the entrepreneurship skills, it's very important to know that what kind of attitude and behavior we are taking in a workplace. It's very important. I'll take you through some positive and negatives of the attitude and behavior that we have in a workplace. The first one is communication goals. It should be time bound, measurable, objectives. Time bound in the sense, see, no one has got the time to listen to you for hours and hours. कोई भी आपको 1 hour के लिए, 2 hours के लिए, 3 hours के लिए नहीं सुनना चाहेगा. They would like to know everything in like 10 minutes. Give me a summary in 10 minutes and that is it. So you have to have your goal set, your target audience. Again, like how you make the network, you should know that who's your target audience. If you want funding, you can really not go to a person who is doing marketing. You need to go to a finance person, you need to go to a finance company altogether. So that is how you have to target your audience. Communication plan. अभी मैंने बोला था, कहीं का भी कम्युनिकेशन होता है हमें पहले से ही प्लान करना होता है, भले ही वो हमारे एक घर पे एक छोटा सा फंक्शन ही क्यों ना हो, बट हमें उस चीज़ को प्लान करना होता है. एंड दैट इज व्हाट दीज आर द स्किल्स जो एक एंटरप्रेन्योर में पहले से ही होती हैं. एंड देन, और अगर किसी में नहीं होती है तो वो इवेंचुअली लर्न करता है. And then communication channels, breakdown of communication plan based on channel. Now channel can be anything. See, messages may you type, emails may you type, you talk on video calls, you talk on phone calls. So every other medium has got its own kind of behavior that we all need to follow. Moving on to our next slide. This is one small video that I would like to play so that you can take a break from my voice and you can enjoy the video for some time. So what is an etiquette? The rules which indicate the correct way to behave in a certain time and place. So it's network plus etiquette. आप ऑफिस में होगे आपका एक अलग एटिकेट होगा, आप घर पे होगे आपका एक अलग एटिकेट होगा, आप टीम मेंबर्स के साथ होगे अलग एटिकेट होगा, सीनियर के साथ होगे तो अलग एटिकेट होगा. So the proper way we communicate and interact with each other using over the internet or any other medium is basically what etiquette is. Introductions in business. It's basically like how you introduce yourself, introducing others, responding to introductions. The same thing that you saw in the PPT is what you have to remember. Now I'll take you through the next video, which is all about body language. See, your attitude and behavior comes a lot with your body language, and here's what it is. So I believe that you've learned that how we should actually take our bodies, our physical posture in any of the environments, and specifically in the business environment, and which reflects a lot about our attitude and behavior. So soft skills are all about the attitude and behavior. Soft skills is basically, it's a sociological term related to the person's EQ, emotional intelligence questions, all the soft skills that we have. It's all the emotional intelligence question that we have got. Our attitude and behavior are linked to it. And now, one second. I will show you another video just to make it very interesting to know that how soft skills actually, what are those and how they actually work in your attitude and behavior. So I hope that you understand that what is soft skill after looking at this video. It's not just about taking a job. It's actually all about like how you conduct yourself, be it anywhere, be it in one job, second job, third job, fourth job, or be it in your household, or be it with your friends as well. So the top 10 soft skills for a good positive attitude behavior is what here it is: strong work ethic, positive attitude, good communication skills. Everything what an entrepreneur has is what you should be having to become one of those entrepreneurs. That's why soft skills are important. Time management abilities, problem solving skills, acting as a team player, it's very important. You have to work well in groups. I believe that all your teachers from the college, they must be giving you a good team project. So don't try to fight over there in that team, in that team project. It's very important that you learn, and this is the time for you to actually learn how to work in teams and how to be as a team player. Self confidence, it's very, very important to work on your self confidence. And how do you do so? How do you do so? You have to prepare yourself beforehand. And it's important to prepare yourself beforehand. अगर पहले से ही आप prepared रहोगे, तभी तो आपको पता चलेगा कि आपको कितना और confidence lack करना है और आपको कहाँ से आगे बढ़ना है, right? Then we have ability to accept and learn from criticism. It's very important, very, very, very important. आपको कोई भी पॉलिटिशियन दिखे, बहुत ही एक mediocre politician या एक high level का politician, everyone gets criticized, everyone. But क्या वो कभी politics छोड़ते हैं? No, they never do that. So if you're an entrepreneur, you should learn how to take all the criticism without taking it on your ego. It's important for anyone, be it the teachers, be it the students, be it anyone and everyone. Flexibility and adaptability. कोविड ने हमें बहुत अच्छे से फ्लेक्सिबल और अडेप्टेबल होना तो सिखा दिया है. So it's a practical thing that happened all over the world, which has made us flexible. And if you aren't, you should be working on it. Working well under pressure. Pressure is everywhere. That, like I said, nobody has got time. Everyone wants things in next 10 to 15 minutes. So we should know how to keep ourselves calm and work under that pressure. Moving on to our next slide. Now that you know that what are the top 10 soft skills for your positive attitude and behavior, I could also tell you what are the most annoying aspects of workplace behavior. First is groupism. Groupism will take a toll on the other person who's not in the group. And that person can actually make your team successful. So, no groupism. Casual character. Casual character is like when one wants to make small talk. Small talk in the sense, yes, anything you need for work that has to be done in 10, 15 minutes. But then, one needs to realize extended chatter at the workplace disturbs other people. And it looks unprofessional. Like you can be casual at home with your friends, but I don't think so that you can be casual anywhere where there are important decisions are being taken place. They won't be, that won't look good. Third is discrimination, and ये हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत होता है, which is why I personally like to work on a global level. I like to work on a global level because I see everyone as, as a person who has got a talent where I'm communicating, where I'm talking. I never think about anything else if I'm talking to the other person who's not of the same race, same category, same country. And we should all avoid discrimination. अगर आपको global level पे आगे बढ़ाना है तो we should appreciate people at all levels, provide value with whatever work they do. Undue inquisitiveness. While it is common for colleagues to turn into good friends over time, a certain level of formality is expected while one is at work. And it is very important to keep the personal life personal, the professional life professional. Otherwise, there can be fights, and we have seen it in many places. Taking credit. A leader is the one who gives the credit to the team, always to the team. So it's important that whenever you are taking a credit, you should have a plan behind it. Like your team should be knowing about it, and how you have to take things ahead while taking a credit is very, very important. But if you take a credit without the other person knowing, it's very, very annoying. Tackling annoying behavior. It is indeed difficult to keep your cool and focus on productivity when behavioral factors affect performance at work. So it's important to communicate wherever you are, wherever you are, in whichever position you are in your company. It's important to communicate and tell the other person that, okay, fine, that's not something that you would like to take forward in the workplace. Avoiding annoying behavior and backbiting. It's very important. I mean, yes, we all like to chill for some time, maybe have some chai, coffee with some kind of, news going here and there. But the news should be all productive. It should be about how we can go ahead, or it should be about that what went wrong in the day and how you can make the day better for a healthy environment. And then seed feedback. constructive feedback will help to bond and work in more productive manner. So feedbacks are very important, but it should be constructive. Like if you give feedbacks like you're good for nothing for now, you, even though you're saying you're good for nothing for now, but you can be better, but that way of saying that okay fine you're good for nothing is basically that is not going to motivate any individual in the team. Respect everyone, just like I told discrimination, it's the same thing. Don't discriminate, respect everyone. Observe formality. And a lot of your colleagues may become good friends, however work ethics dedicated, you remain sensitive to the feelings of everyone at the workplace. It's very, very, very important. We're moving towards the end of the presentation. Don't worry, it won't take a lot of time. So soft skills, not only like, it was mentioned in that whole video. I won't read the whole thing, but yeah, like it was mentioned in the whole video, it's soft skills not only improve career, but also your professional growth. Soft skills are on the job abilities that go beyond an individual's job description. They include personality, character, ethics, and attitudes. So it's important to develop all kind of good soft skills. First is believe in yourself. You should have the attitude of yes, I can do it. So everything, entrepreneurship, skills, attitude, and behavior, everything you should have like, okay, fine, I can do it. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Don't quit. Don't quit. Even in the hardships, don't quit. If you know what you're going to achieve in 2 years, and if you're firm about it, just don't quit. It's going to be difficult, but don't quit. Attain a positive attitude. Everyone says that be positive, but then how do we remain positive in 2020? We did. After a month, we all did. The whole world did. And Instagram can see it very, very well. So that is how you have to attain a positive attitude. Read and have an opinion. So if you have a habit of reading, it's not just about reading, it's knowing about what's happening around in the business, in the sector, like how I told that you should be resourceful. One has to be resourceful. How can one be resourceful? One should have the knowledge. How one can be knowledgeable? To read what's going around, what are the business trends. Dress well, always. This is something that you do not have to dress expensive, but you have to dress well. That is what I can say over here. Like I can wear my same blazer for like 2 or 3 consecutive meetings because this is like a winter blazer and it can be used, but it's a very decent blazer that I can use every time. So it's not about dressing up and influencing. It's all about how you dress well and how you present yourself. Show pleasant manners, like there was a whole video on how your etiquette should be. Like you have to show those pleasant manners. And yes, in the end, I try very hard to add humor to my life. I think I do 10% of justice, and same goes for everyone. Everyone should add some kind of humor in their life, and that can be a PJ also. So don't worry about it. Everyone gets judged, but as an entrepreneur, we do not have to judge anyone, and we have to not discriminate anyone. The last one is time management. It's very important, and I believe that we are running out of time, so I will manage the time well, and I will take you through the end of the presentation. So the future scope is take up the responsibility, take up first-hand follow-ups, and try to resolve the issues before it becomes a challenge. Now, I would like to ask some questions. Like I took you through the whole presentation. There can be some questions or there can be some comments that you can share with me. And here I am waiting.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and for sharing this knowledge. It is actually going to help us in our professional lives. So now, if anyone has any query, so you can ask. Ma'am, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'm sorry, I don't get it.
Okay. So if I want to be an entrepreneur, so among all the 10 softer skills you told about, which one should I prioritize first?
I think that you should prioritize time management, because if you have an Excel of your timings, every other skill will be there in your Excel. So the first basic thing that you should be doing is your time management. In your time management, you should have the time for your resources, you should have the time for your knowledge, you should have the time for your market intelligence. So everything lies, every aspect lies under your time management. So yes, I think it's going to be time management for sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to hand over the session to Sukhpreet, ma'am.
Okay, well, thanks, Dakshita, for your enlightening and insightful session. You actually have shared the importance of skill, attitude, and behavior development if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. At last, I would like to thank Director Sir Dr. Ashish Malik and Chairman Sir Mr. Raj Kushwaha, without whose support the session would not have been successful. And we look forward for many more sessions like this further. Thanks, Dakshita. It was a great session, and am I audible to you all?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so we hope that we have one offline session once again, so that you are able to meet our students and guide them with the best of your abilities.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Hope to see you
Okay.
guys. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you.